Hello, Rec27 and welcome back to Rule the Waves 2 and our campaign as the Confederate States of America as we hit the early 1940s. And at the minute, the world is at peace. So we did end our war with Britain and Germany for a second time last episode, and again ended in white peace, which I do believe, as some people have commented, was a fair result. We were struggling a bit with increasing unrest, although we did generally have the size of them anytime we engaged our fleets. But that being said, we are moving beyond that, and we are been revitalizing our forces in terms of strengthening our kind of lighter ships. We did get some new heavy cruisers, but we're also focusing on a large volume of destroyers and just repositioning ourselves and get ready for the next engagement, which, although we wanted it to be against Germany, tensions seem to be rising against Britain faster, so they may be our next target. But I'll now hand you over to the live Twitch audio. I think we haven't even built this up to 80, but yeah, let's expand in Halifax. Anywhere else is particularly key? Not massively. You never know where you're going to be in the Caribbean, so I'm okay having a bunch of smaller ones. I don't want to spend all my money on airplanes. I think that's definitely a key one to have. And maybe if we decide we're going to war with the US, we'll beef up the ones around there. We could also improve the one at Lagos. Lagos even. And I think we will, because I think that'll be a useful one to have. Even at 60, I think is fine. So that'll cover Douala a little bit better. I'll not worry about anything down here. Okay. Germany's still not really biting, though. I'll have to keep an eye on it. President wants to hold an international naval gathering, strengthen our standing, and lessen tensions. No. President needs to get on board with the plan here. They're building the Seydlitz. Shy of 40,000 tons. 29 knots, another fast battleship. That's pretty good for a 3-year-old. Oh, yeah, that's pretty modern. 16-inch guns they've gone for 9 of. 12.5-inch belt. How does that compare to our most recent class? 10 16-inch guns, 14-inch belt. So we're slower and heavier. We've gone for... I mean, we're not... Actually, no, we're not fast battleships, these castle classes. Just our chance of those. Yeah, we should absolutely get rid of it. Well, no, they're fine. They're fine. They're doing it. Like I said, they're going to be points in the Caribbean. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay, good. Not much happening. We're heading into 1942. We should take a look at our planes. That's a good reminder. Thank you, game. We have better torpedo boats. Not that we're building those. Okay, let's look at our planes. What's the age of them? We do now have floatplane scouts on our new carrier. New heavy carriers. So they are our oldest. Maybe we just want to work through this list. That's not where I want to go. Here's where I want to go. I would like, and it's not floatplane flying boats, floatplane scout. Really, we want. I want you to have good range, and I want you to be quick, so you get my scouting reports faster. Kind of it, really. More corvettes. Sell stuff to Japan, absolutely. We believe Britain's stolen technology from us. Interesting. We will say less of that, please, Britain. And Borneo is now independent. If we check here, how are we for tech? We are now very advanced. USA is very advanced. Britain is very advanced. France is backwards. Russia's backwards. Japan's backwards. Germany's behind. Okay, so a definite split forming there. Okay, we're in the black again, which is nice to see. Oh, my corvettes, that's what I wanted to do. All you guys, all y'all. Mothball, good lads. All my cooks should... I don't mind them being on active. They're not that expensive. It's useful to have a few ready for the war. My Picket Mark II are coming up due for refits. We'll do that just now. No, I don't want dual purpose. You're already dual purpose. We can go to improve director. I guess only a couple of guns, but you are my most modern, and there's a reasonable chunk of you. So I will invest the small amount of money that's required. I'm tempted to remove this turret. I'm gonna get rid of this actually. I think. Let me check what it does to my refit time. No, that's okay. I think we would get more value out of additional AA guns, either through dual purpose secondaries, which I might do just again give a little bit more firepower. I would love to put a director on you as well. This may take away all our personal AA, which is probably okay because their main role is fleet protection, not self-protection. At least that's what I'm telling myself, plus ASW stuff. No, I think that's a good improvement to these guys, actually. Too many and or heavy. Okay. Apparently I'm not allowed 8. Am I allowed 6? 6. Oh well, there you go, there's a limit. Oh well, we'll give them a little bit more self-protection. Good old completely changed direction. Rebuild them all. Perfect. Hey Nuclear, how's it going? Of course I remember you. A stalwart regular. Hope you are well, hope you've had a pleasant summer. There's been a rebellion in the American possession of Guam. Support the rebels, help USA to root them out, or just, I would say, we don't really care about this. Nothing to do with us. We don't really care about the Pacific. We're trying to, although we now control the gateway to it. You're starting to pay off your student loans, especially of interest. That's a positive step. Yeah, I am very thankful I don't have to deal with American-style student loans. That's or even English-style student loans. Scary numbers. Scotland is by no means a perfect country, but free higher education. It's a great boon that we have kept. Okay, reports the British Navy has majority of their ships in heavy ships in active status. Mobilize everyone. Let's actually mobilize things. I'm just going to mothball again, but I wouldn't. Our primary target has been Germany, but you know what? If Britain's going to come knocking, Britain's going to come knocking first. I'm interested to see if this actually does it. So let's say that. Yeah, Japan have it, that's fine. Hey, well, Chris, thank you for subscribing on YouTube. And I did not remember adding that dinosaur icon, but there we go. The longer you wait, the worse it gets, right? Well, yes. If you ever manage to see, because this is where people and governments differ, because governments get the joy of having loans with interest rates lower than inflation, so they can inflate and grow their debt away, whereas people, generally, you're always locked into interest rates higher than inflation, so if you don't start paying away, you just drown. Grumble, grumble. But yeah, start now. It's amazing the cumulative effect you can get on finances. Right, that was a massive tangent. So we are. Do I want to turn? I'm gonna. Blah, 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 blah. Do I'm going to turn spying back on with Britain? The game's really going to push me into war with them? Fine. As long as I'm not fighting them both, Britain and Germany, not a problem. It's not the order we were going for, but it's an order I'll take. And there was a reason behind it, because it was an opportunity if we got our German war to nab Namibia and also take South Africa. But RNG just doesn't want that. France is going to sell some stuff. Yeah. Ramsha. They're behind, but sure. Apparently they have a little bit more in torpedoes than us. Alright, so we have send line torpedo tubes on larger ships. Not that we're using that, but okay. We can now do deck edge lifts. Cool. More destroyers, bunch more destroyers. Beautiful. Ah, excellent. This is where life gets interesting. Fire control radar. That's awesome. No. I can't remember, it's been that long since I've been at this era. Let's just do it. I want to do a quick check. I can't remember if I have to install anything or if it gets purely upgraded the same way the radar do. So if I did say this. Yeah, perfect, I don't. Awesome. Always worth a double check, make sure you know what you're getting. That'll just be eventually be improved. Slowly over time. You are paying $77 in interest and you've knocked it down to like $45. Good. I don't know what time frame that is, but lower number is always better. Right, we're almost finished the rest of our destroyers, so now I think we're gonna. Now we've got lots of them. That's all my corvettes. How don't you guys get mothballed? You're not important. Nothing personal, of course. How many pickets and cooks have we got? 28. And we've got this ragtag bunch of other things. Charles is okay at 32. These Charles Reed, maybe at 29 is acceptable. I think 26 is in lower. I think these are just too old, too slow, too rubbish. But what we can do is we can, rather than disband them, because they're currently costing me 2 maintenance a month, we can put these guys in with our old slow rubbish museum fleet that we're creating, and not only will they help very, very smallly in points for anti-blockade rubbish for home waters, but they'll also do some ASW as well, which will help the submarine war. So maybe it's not worth getting rid of them. So I'm actually going to keep hold of them, but with the distinction that the Ingrams and the Webbs are not for combat. They're for kind of patrols and stuff. You think you can pay it off with your part-time job, it just takes time. Yeah, you just got to keep chipping away at these things. Eventually you'll get on top of it. It's just like, yeah, a mortgage on learning, that's what that is. Except you don't have any collateral against it. That was a terrible analogy. But yes, start quick, start early, work at it, and the sooner you get it off the better. Where's my world gone? Here it is. So we have a bunch of money again. The question is, where do we want to invest that? I'm now happy with my light forces. Here's another 12, so that's, yeah, it's a good number of destroyers we're going to have. Feel my light cruiser is weak. I would also be tempted to either pop out a few CVs or a few more CVLs. CVLs are useful if we're kind of split fighting in a couple of places. I'm also tempted just to build a couple more CVs and not muck up their armor scheme. Let's do that. I think we're definitely in the era of carrier planes, but if we're going to do that, we'd save up. So let's sit on our cash for just now. Socialist Party is doing well. What do we want to do? We will happily spend some prestige to balance our finances. So interesting, yeah, none of my pop-ups are working at the minute. Very odd. But luckily I know what that one means because I've done it before. Okay, less destroyers. We're now building absolutely nothing. But we have plenty of light forces, which is good. We're ready for war. We just need the war. You guys can go reserve. I'll keep you lot. We don't need all of you active. You guys can go reserve as well. A few actives. Beautiful. More destroyers. US government is going to sell us improved bulbous bow. Thank you very much. New float planes. So what do I care about? I want to have good range on light, because that's what you'll be flying, and reasonable speed. So surprisingly, for 13 years development, we're not getting much of that increase, are we? It is gonna be this guy, but still. Really, that's all you've done, Southern Eagle, in 13 years. See that 50% of students on their loans lose track of it and it just gets worse. Yeah, I mean, I know people over here that essentially will end up getting to get written off before they pay it off. It's nice at least at some point it just goes away. But then we have the advantage that it's kind of government loans or government controlled loans, so they can only ever take a percentage of your income. It's not just a massive private debt. They can't call collections or anything like that. But so essentially it transfers from being a loan to just being like a graduate tax, where you're just paying a percentage of your income above a certain, once you're earning over X, you pay an additional couple of percent every month under the guise of paying off loans which you never quite pay off. But it's not the end of the world. Okay, assault landing craft, that's fine. More Russian planes. USA crushed some rebels. Why is there so much peace, game? Confused. Right, we will absolutely send a strong force. Let's ratchet up some tensions. Various W, coordinate strikes from several carriers, nice. Although they do take a long time. Let's go. Once we get to about 100 million, we can start designing our ship. We are going to get variable pitch propellers. Thank you very much, Germany. Range for cruisers, okay. German would like to buy improved armor. I'm going to say no. So you are one of the people I would like to fight, albeit we have no tensions. Okay, wow, even more torpedo mounts. We must be hitting the end of the tech tree in a lot of these places. Yeah, we're not far off in a bunch of places. I have to double check exactly how many techs from each tree. A snorkel. No, we're using it. Oh, that's just a generic picture. Now I feel like a fool. Okay, I'm gonna do it now. What is a Higgins boat? Oh, it's a landing craft. Okay. Absolutely know the ones now. Just didn't know it was called a Higgins boat. These things. Okay, I'll probably have lots of people shouting at me already, but I should have done that. But there we go. Yeah, we're at 100 million. So let's design ourselves a new carrier. And probably, I'm tempted to maybe just get a couple this time. We'll see how good it is. Auto design me to get things kicked off. We're going to go for 51. No, I want 100 carrier. And the question is, how much armor can we get away with? We will do deck park, deck hitch lifts. Lovely jubbly. Do I have catapults? We'll find out in a minute. Yes. Perfect. Thought I had, but you never know. That's a healthy amount of dual purpose 5-inch guns, which I'm not necessarily against. Why do we need to go 30 knots? I mean, we theoretically outrun some things. I don't know what our max size is either. I'm going to check this. That's actually fine. Okay, so we can go up to 35,000 tons if we so wish. What would we like? We'd probably want a scooch more A, although, yeah, no, that's okay actually, because the more A my carriers have, then the happier you can get if you're using your CAS for, it's not your CAS, your cap on your battleships. Oil, engine normal is fine. We would like a lot more deck. And because I'm doing that, I need more belt. Yes? Yeah. Turrets I'm not so worried about. Torpedo 3 is fine. I'm just a casual 1,000 tons over. I just buy my way out of it. Yes. They're expensive. Ain't gonna lie about that. But they have 100 planes that we're after. They've got a reasonable HA. It's not, you know, phenomenal, but it's good. It's 5 inches deck. So I think it's a healthy amount of deck. You don't really want less than that. Definitely not the fastest ship in the world. But with the increased ranges, we're not really going to be trying to run away from anything. If it gets to the point we can't stop a ship getting to our carrier, then we've already lost. So I suppose we can just fill out with a few more personal aid defenses. And I think call that good enough. You can give a conning tower. Well, we can't. I was going to say a few inches, but apparently we can't, so no defense for you. Okay. I mean, we could... No, that's wrong button. We could probably, presumably, drop 100 tons off it if we really wanted to. But it might be, if it lets us, worthwhile keeping the spare ton, because spare tonnage, because the aircraft do get slightly heavier. I don't know what this bit's about, but I'll not ask. You can't blame me, because I didn't draw this one for once. States' rights. No, so we have... We did... What did we do? The Brunswick, the Maine, and Nova Scotia. I mean, the other ones were after the Caribbean islands. Let's name these ones after our African holdings then. So it's going to be the Senegal class. That's where we have our main base over here. Unless we want to go... we could either go... Yeah, we could give the names of cities or countries. We'll do countries. We'll Senegal and Cameroon and other bits and pieces I'll need to check. Save. Okay. Here's hoping I haven't designed something or ticked a random box. No, I think this looks good. Okay. Senegal. What else we got? Actually, I don't know what this one is. Sierra Leone. That's Nigeria, not Cameroon. It might be them both, actually. But I know Lagos is Nigeria. And then... Yeah, I don't know what that one is. Congo. Okay. Cool. Every time I play this game, I get sucked in geography. Okay, that's good. And we'll get a couple more rolls. Potentially 3, depending how flush with cash we're feeling. We'll see how it goes. The Inflexible. Yeah, that's a pretty decent looking battle cruiser. 3,000 tons. And I'm going to be sniffed to have reasonable firepower. Bit light in old armor, but could turn a pace. The Thetis is just an old refit. What we discovered? Cheaper armor by 1%. I'm not sure it's worth redoing the CV design for just that. Ah, we finished our floatplane scout, which means we should absolutely be doing the next one. So you can become obsolete. Let's get a new flying boat. Not the most critical of aircraft, but let's do it. And again, that's not the button I wanted to click. This is what I want from you. So you're mainly based out of land, air, and again you do a lot of scouting and ASW. I'm tempted to go range and toughness. So they get used for scouting a lot. You don't really want them to get shot down when they run into cap. I do want to go for, so let's try that. Can I click it? I did. Okay. German bomber, okay. The Hertha. Yeah, see, these things would chew up our heavy cruisers, because our heavy cruisers are aimed at, I've got, I think it's 12 8-inch guns. But they do only have 4-inch belt, which is interesting. How do we look against that? Out of interest, the Shenandoah here. 6-inch belts. We are much more heavily armoured. I was to look at your design to see the gun data. They had 4-inch belt. Yeah, so we're chewing through them like just permanently, right? You know, anything from 16,000 yards and in. And they had, what, 10s? Oh, interesting. Penetration doesn't actually change that much. What's our deck? 2.5. Alright, so actually, if we are fighting them, we want to keep it like 15,000 yards. Yeah, and we would be punching through their belt. Potentially not their deck, though. And they would be punching through us. In reality, am I ever going to manage to maintain that kind of discipline over distance engagement? No, never happens. But it's a nice thought. Japan's hosting a regatta. We'll go for the win. Friendly rivalry with Japan, not a problem. Russians are doing lots of new planes. Actually, everyone's doing new planes. Okay. Joe on a rework. We'll say rework, because I think you can, if you don't make any changes, it doesn't do anything. Or maybe it does, you pay for a month. That has bought us, like, 80 tons, actually. That's more than I was expecting. Which I think I will just keep for future planes. Although we could put more AA on. Which we can just strip off if we need to. There's no reason not to max this out. Okay, good. Fine. 1 month, not a problem. President expressing concern that our forces in North American East Coast are insufficient considering the threat from USA. Okay, would you like me to do something about that? International upheaval in Venezuela. Russia's apparently sending a force there. Oh, absolutely not. Not in my backyard. I realised that was incredibly foolish of me. It's the right, sensible decision to make. But what I should have done is said, oh, we don't mind, let them take it and then go to war with them and take it off them. No. Alright, let's go to build ourselves some bullets. I could afford 3 of them, which then give us an 8-strong carrier fleet, which I think is good. 5 of those, 6 of those can carry 100 planes. And we're really pivoting hard into air operations. I can kind of get behind that. Sweet. You're not going to be that. We are going to be. We'll go for the which ones? Sure. The Sierra Leone. We can either Congo or Nigeria. Let's go for Nigeria. I can type it out. There we go. Sierra Leone, the Senegal, and then Nigeria. Beautiful. I think I said it was Senegal. It's Cameroon we're after. Oh, there's Cameroon there. African geography. Awesome. And we're still turning a small profit, which is genuinely surprising. Okay, boom times. I'm happy to go long-term prosperity. Not that there's huge amounts of game left. But, I definitely don't feel like I desperately need the money, and it's get more bank back alone. It's all good. Low risk of accidents, that's fine. Britain's upgraded their fighter. That's something we will need to do. Oh, hello Balkans. Right. Options are USA, Great Britain or Russia. I don't want to fight the US, not until I've tweaked the files to make it able to take this. I have no interest in fighting Russia because I foolishly didn't let them have Venezuela. So this could be war with Great Britain. We shall see. Not quite. I definitely feel like we've got the fleet. If we concentrate our fleet, we would best them. Just simple as that. Oh, they have... What? I was saying they've rebuilt their CVs. You know, yeah, that's fine. Although their 6 are smaller than my 5. They must be smaller CVs. Yeah. Unhappy, but whatever they would send our way, we'd sink and eventually invade. Do we know anything about your CVs? Yeah, here you go. 58, 51, 56. Yeah, much tier carriers. Like our 100 plane super carriers. A world cruise. We will send some of our newest and most powerful ships. The Dixie Arrow Company is asking we support their participation. Absolutely. And we lost to the Russians. 316 knots. Wow. That is fast. Let's have a quick look. Oh. Oh, hello, war. Okay. Is that the air race that caused tensions to spike? Not 100% sure. I wanted to check out fighters. Yeah, because I'm now worried that they're sitting at actually 260s and 280s, where we're down at 264. Okay, it's not terrible, but we maybe don't have the edge we did in the last battle, war. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I just realised I never got rid of these guys. So I know we're at war, but you are going to get scrapped. I can do it overseas? Yeah. It's fine. You guys are going to come home eventually, but I need to send a few people out to West Africa. And it's probably going to be... Oh, my lights? No, I know it is. It's going to be my old heavy cruisers. Please go to West Africa. And... you, Huntsville, go to West Africa. And that's probably it. I don't see Germany. I don't see Britain sending a massive force there. They have no bases. Just enough to kind of have a force. Everybody else. Well, first off, let's mobilize. Let us turn all our goods onto trade protection. It should be a healthy number now. 44, that's good. Provides plenty of losses. I don't know if they're going to come for the North American East Coast. Well, I realise you guys are all in the wrong place. Let's move you lot down to the Caribbean. And let's move our active force up to the North American East Coast. As well as all of you. I'm tempted to say yes. Let's do it. Let's have all of you up to the North American East Coast. We've got left in the Caribbean all our lovely shiny new Shenandoahs. Let's move you up to the North American East Coast. We'll have to. We may have stripped the Caribbean a little bare, and we will double check that. Castles are already there. Chancellorsville need to move up. Coast, and our Alabamas are going to chill in the Caribbean. Okay, we'll let everyone get in position, and then we'll check how we're looking in each area. We're hemorrhaging money ever so slightly, but we've got 14 months worth of funds for just now, so don't worry too much about that. The few submarines we have left, I'm going to put on fleet support, just so we don't drag Russia into this war, because that would be an annoyance, although potentially an easy way to get victory points, because I imagine their ships are rubbish. Not going to do an invasion target yet, because I want to get Britain to bring a fleet over, a little bit of decimation, and then we'll invade. Simply. Anything else I need to do? Yes, there is. Air bases. air groups on or in Halifax. I need more of you. You're only 10s, that's toty. Bigger groups. Let's get you up to... Let's go for 20s. Maybe not for you, and you don't even need dive bombers. Change number, let's get you up to 20 as well. So that's up to 60, and then maybe just 20 dive bombers. That's the wrong window, button, thing. Add an air unit of dive bombers, and actually we've no fighters here. Okay, so what we're going to do. So our fighters probably have a reasonable range to provide a little bit of cap now from land-based sources. Let's bring... Let's just get rid of you for just now. Let's add an air unit of fighters, just 15 of them I think. And then we give you a few more flying boats, because Britain did have a lot of submarines last time. Okay, that's Halifax kit out. It's an 80. Anything else I'm really worried about? Not massively. Hamilton. You're not in here, are you, Hamilton? No. I actually don't know where Hamilton is. Oh, it's here, Bermuda. Oh. We don't often fight around this, so that's fine, leaving them empty. Yeah, no fortress in Miami. It's only on maybe St. John or Portland if we really care about upping them, but potentially not. No, I think they're okay. We will probably move Halifax up to 100. Just concentrate our forces a little bit. Cool. Alright, Britain. What you got? Should have put planes in Bermuda. Okay. You came with a healthy amount of carriers. You've got 4 carriers and 3 CVLs. We have 5 carriers and 3 CVLs. Our carriers, we know, are bigger. Well, our new ones are bigger. Let's have a go. Or not. Now here we have just our older forces, but we should have a lot of land-based aircraft, so I will accept. We'll attack enemy ships in general. And I'm going to play hide near my ports. That's annoying, brought a light cruiser, could suck that. Well, that was a really disappointing start to things. Oh, they're miles away. Utterly pointless. Japan occupies Borneo in a blitzkrieg invasion. Again, this is the second time we've done it. Second time while we were at war. Like, the world's distracted, we'll ninja them. Okay, well done, Japan. Senior figures in Mr. Evidence suggest declaring war on Japan. No. They're friends. They can have the Pacific. Good job, submarine. Damaged a British battleship. They've got 62 subs, apparently. It's still managing 15 friendlies. Not to be sniffed at. Enemy coastal raid. Oh, please. Please come for me. Excellent. Oh boy. Oh boy. We've got a fair few ships here. Let's have a look at this. What have we got? Where's my carriers? Carriers. So we've got... That's an odd person to put themselves on the rallies by themselves. You're going to make me do a lot of work here, I have the feeling. Okay, Nova Scotia, we've got the Maine, the New Brunswick, Jamaica, and the Haiti. So we have our five main carriers. We also have just 2 of our CVLs. Why I'm suddenly complaining about only having 2, but that's grand. Good number of light escorts. And something else in here, like some light cruisers. That's nice. And then we've got the Bailey, the Mott, and the Castle out and about as well. Love to see it. And then a few CL screens. Okay. Which force is that out of? That's our main force, our battle division. Good. And hopefully they're somewhere around here. Now, here's an important one. Oh! Oh, I didn't see that. Weather limits air operations. Which means all our carriers are doing jack squat. That's, oh, that's a kicker. 3 hours till dusk. Oh. I was so excited. So excited. Okay. You guys can head out a little bit. Our carriers are just going to hold fire. Right. Just keep them up and around here. We actually have some of our... Oh, I've got our new heavy cruisers as well. These guys can come out. So we've still got a reasonable force on the go. If we can keep it vaguely organised. The problem is these guys are part of the carrier force, which means because I'm on Rear Admiral's mode, they are not going to stray very far from carriers. In which case, look, just go on AI controlled. It's fine. Because I'm not putting my carriers near the enemy, so you guys are not going to get near the enemy either. Only you're part of the main battle fleet, so that's fine, so you will come out and fight. That's good to know. What we got here, you are... Oh, yes. Our fast battleships as well. Perfect. You guys can come out for a little nosy round in the terrible conditions. Teaser is part of the battle force as well. Good. I'll leave you just on AI control for just now till we get out into the bay a little bit. I mean, to be fair, in terms of an enemy coming for a coastal raid, they picked a good time for it. We just have to hope the weather gets better. It is November. It's not the most hospitable part of the world. You guys just kind of humble along over here, please. Good. Okay. I mean, I think this is going to be a bit of a dead rubber, but we'll venture forward and see what we find. Because we have a reasonable force here. No, stop trying to port. Oh, hello. Right. So they have come pretty far into the bay. Now, we do have a reasonable force here. What are you guys on screen? I'm going to get you onto... Not screen. Not independent yet. I want you to be on support. Line ahead. Okay. What are you guys on? You're all... I'm going to get you to come off the eye control just till we see what this is. Now, we do have fire control on some of these. Deliberate fire. Oh, speed limit to 20 knots by weather. That's something I hadn't checked. So we are all still puttering along. But we should be able to use our whatchamacallit, radar here to potentially land a few blows. Maybe. I don't know what ships it's on is my only view. They're in visual range. Don't know what they are though, but we've got a good screen here. They are small. You guys are a little bit keen with your torpedoes, but you know. I admire the gumption. How do we not tell what these things are? I don't know, but we've hit them. No, it must be. Our gunnery is going to be a little bit on the not very good side. Okay, a couple of destroyers. Let's have you pull this way to Coney. You need to get into protection mode, thank you. And the good news is they shouldn't be able to catch up with me because of speed is weather limiting speed. Or if they really just sent 2 destroyers in on their own. It would very much appear that way. Oh well, Taconi can hopefully go down and rake them a little bit. And if nothing, we'll get a victory, even if it's... Why are you avoiding torpedoes? Where are you, my friend? Okay. Maybe did a torpedo run, we've just sailed into them. It's possible. Oh, the Taconi's gone back home. Let's get a teaser involved then here. We can't because they're too far away. Don't really want to go hunting these with my battleships. You guys come south again. I think we may have found a few more juicier targets. I don't really want to get caught between these guys though. Okay, what we got? A few more. You don't know what it is, but we hit it. Twice. And again. Okay, you guys are... I'm okay with you having you close as long as you don't go too far to contact. We're all still limited to 20 knots, yes, despite what our speed says. Yep. Oh, now darkness comes. That's not... Unless we can get our firing going, but yeah, I don't know who's got the fire over radar contact. This whole fight is turning into an absolute nothingness. Pointless, absolutely pointless. We won, but... And that's where we're going to bring this one to a close. So ending on a bit of a damp squib, unfortunately. The battle had so much promise with the large-scale fleets involved and favourable position with many land-based air supporting, but the weather and the time was just working against us, and that's the way it goes sometimes. But I'm confident there'll be ample opportunities in the future to give the Brits a good licking, as they are hanging about in our waters with a sizable fleet. And more importantly, I'm really confident actually in our ability for this war, because the efforts we put in revitalising our fleet, especially the improvements in new ships we did for our light forces, I think has put us on a much better footing than last time. And not to mention, we're not split across 2 fronts. So I hope you will join me next time to see how the war continues. And I'll catch you then. Cheerio.